Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our series, Like It Ain't. We are very glad to be here this evening. Very glad to be back. We apologize for skipping one of our weeks for y'all, but sometimes it gets a little hectic. But we're here tonight, and we are. Well, first of all, I am joined by my esteemed colleagues to my left and to my right. Nicole, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
All right. Ramp in the background. Okay, all right. You
Yeah,
moving
I was trying to be outside, but
on.
that didn't work out. So
And we also have, of course, my brother from another, Vic Virtuous. How are you today?
I'm blessed, brother. Thank you so much for asking. It's good to see
Word.
you guys looking well, in
Yeah.
good spirits, and ready to
Yes.
go.
Yes. Yes. So, for those that don't know, initially this week we were planning on discussing. We were going to do a part two to our episode where we talked about food and obviously for the holiday weekend, grilling, barbecuing. And we may still get to that towards the end of this episode. But a couple of days ago, a bombshell hit, and we just felt like we had to discuss it. The Bill Cosby case. We want to know how the people in the chats, the people that are viewing, everyone involved, how do we all feel about this? Because there's a lot to unpack here, and there's a lot of levels and layers. And of course, we have our resident lawyer here. So she break it down for us, you know what I'm saying? Like Court TV. Y'all remember Court TV?
Of course.
Oh man. Court TV had me feeling like I wanted to be a lawyer for like a week. I found out how long I had to go to school. I was like, never mind.
I thought Judge Brown would have you in that bag.
He wanted
No?
me. He made me feel like I wanted to be a judge for a quick second for like
Okay.
5 days. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, that would have been cool. The judge's robe. Nicole, have you ever thought about or had aspirations of being a judge?
I have several times,
Because you judge us a lot.
it is a lot. It is a lot. It takes a lot of
No, I
patience.
said you judge us a lot.
Oh, I what? You know,
No, I'm sorry. But seriously, have you thought about that? No.
I have thought about it. It's a fleeting thought because sometimes there's a lot of restrictions that come with being a judge, and you're always on, because you never know when that moment comes that somebody, especially now that you do anything and everybody's got the cameras out. So you just want to make sure that you can always maintain that lifestyle. And if I might want to say what I want to say without being judged, because I'm not on the bench, but I'm just me. But but I don't know. I think it's something I've always thought about. I used to, I still do that now. I live my life with the thought that I never know. I might get, I might become Supreme Court justice one day or something. I don't know if I have that high level aspirations anymore, but that was something I used to think about. So I like to always, monitor how I conduct myself.
Yeah.
Nicole, quick question. I always wanted to ask a lawyer directly, and one that I trust, and one who's very honest. No. Which job do you believe it to be tougher to do, the job as a judge or as a lawyer?
Okay, so that probably all depends. And then before I go on, Mikkel just reminded me, let me just do my little disclaimer because, I just want to make sure that the comments that are expressed here that come out of my mouth, they are mine and my individual opinion and comments and do not reflect those of my employer. So with that said,
Bring
though,
a snap.
so with that said, I mean, to answer your question, I think it depends. As a judge, there are times when I've never been a judge, but I would imagine as a judge, because of the role they play, you are looking to be you have to be neutral. You have to sit and weigh the evidence, and sometimes that attorney hasn't done a great job at proving the case.
Mhm.
And you might see some things that, if that attorney had presented this evidence, probably it would go a different way.
Mm.
Okay.
However, you have to be the, neutral party there. And so if
Mhm.
you are the person making the decision, because sometimes you have what they call bench trials where there's no jury, it's just the judge making a decision, weighing the evidence in front of them, and you make the decision based on the evidence.
Mhm.
And then times when there's a jury, the jury is the party that, determines based on the evidence, this is, what it is. And then, I think less times where the judge might, step in if they feel that there's some infraction going on.
Yeah.
But I will say that on the other side, one of the things I remember being in law school, and we were going through a professionalism course, and our professor gave us this little what they called vignettes, and they said, if you happen to just be starting out your new practice, you have no money, you're looking for clients, and uh, a rapist came in to ask you to represent them, or someone from the Ku Klux Klan asked you to represent them. I remember this one guy was the lone courageous soul to say, I would represent this rapist because I'm representing their rights and not the act. I'm not defending the act, I'm defending their rights.
Mm.
Sometimes you have to make those difficult choices.
Wow.
You know what? I couldn't do that. More power to the ones that could, but I couldn't do that.
I mean,
I
think
feel.
about
No, I was just gonna say.
the attorney
Go ahead.
that
No, go
yeah,
ahead.
Derek Chauvin.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having to defend
No,
that and those
no,
actions.
no.
That was
Mikkel would
difficult for him, I'm sure.
Mikkel would be whooping my you know what.
Mm-hmm.
I was defending him every night, putting a whooping on me.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't cook either. I defend for myself.
No,
Anyway,
I feel like real quick. I feel like the only way that I could defend that person is if they were proven to me if they were innocent and wrongfully accused. That's the only way that I feel like I could defend somebody with the accusation of being such or such. That's the only way, morally, knowing me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at
the comment.
comment just
The
now.
comment, yeah.
Well,
That's everybody's rights needs to, everybody is deserving of their due process rights. Whether we as a people, lay people, and morally, whether we feel they deserve them, everyone's still entitled to them.
yeah, you're right. You're right. And speaking of that entitlement, this is why, the topic is Bill Cosby. So this man, he's now free from prison. I'm just going to read off a couple of statements that he made, and then let's just start opening up this conversation, because Vic and I were saying we don't even totally have a grasp on how we feel about this yet, because it's just deep. So one of the statements he made on Twitter is, I have never changed my stance, nor my story. I've always maintained my innocence. Thank you to all my fans, supporters, and friends who stood by me through this ordeal. Special thanks to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court for upholding the rule of law.
And that's exactly what this is really all about. It's the rule of law. It's this whole the whole overturning of this conviction is strictly about the rule of law. They didn't follow it. They didn't follow process. And what happened was he was given, they agreed, he agreed with a former prosecutor that if I give this testimony to you in this particular case, so say case one,
It was a civil case.
giving you this testimony in case number one, I am admitting I gave her the quaaludes, whatever, however you pronounce it. I gave her the drugs for the
Yeah.
purpose of having sex with her.
Right.
But in return for admitting this, you are not to use this testimony against me in any other proceeding. And so along comes prosecutor number two. I don't know if he wasn't aware of the, prior arrangement,
How do
but
you not make yourself aware?
they used that testimony in a criminal proceeding against him. And now he's prejudiced, one, because now everybody believes it. So even trying him again, well, first of all, in criminal court, you can't, there's such a thing as double jeopardy, and you can't be tried twice for the same crime. But,
Right.
it was basically a technicality.
Yes.
The problem, I think, for those who heard the words now, we know he actually did give her the drugs.
Right. Right. So it's a tough pill to swallow, and that's no pun intended.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying there.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to do that. Big up to Shakina. We see you. Come on, Vic. Come on. Y'all, come on. I see everything she's saying in the chats. So let me just say this. So I was driving yesterday and Sirius XM was on. I was listening to Rock the Bells radio. And what's his name? DJ Mr. C was spinning. At the end of his set, he ended playing all of the Cosby Show intro songs from every season. And I sat there for a minute and I was like, wow, he's making a real strong statement right now, real quick, that I'm like, why is he doing this? It's like him doing that was a celebration that Bill Cosby is now out of prison. And I don't know if we should be celebrating that.
Right. I feel the same way. And
Well,
I would, no, go ahead, Nicole, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would just ask each person, because that's what's had me confused as well, is just the responses. It's been a lot of conflicting, cohesive responses. You've had either on one extreme side or the other. And I would ask those who are celebrating, why exactly are you celebrating? Because I don't know. Prior to this, It felt like like I told you prior to the show, it felt like everybody was ready to bury the shovel along with the grave as far as Bill Cosby was concerned. I didn't really hear too many people, few here and there, but not too many people really advocating for him. So, but it's just like now it's you got, like I told you, they got the pom-poms out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what yeah.
No, go ahead, Nicole.
I was wondering, what exactly are you celebrating? And I don't know if you mean it in the same context as I mean it. When I say that, when I'm asking that question, I'm saying, are you celebrating that this person's rights were actually, we were acknowledging that his rights were not processed properly.
Right.
They weren't respected.
Or
and he's entitled to the rights, his due process rights. Or are we celebrating this, which I've been hearing, this Black man was wrongly accused, and I can't say that I agree that he was wrongly accused, especially after he's already admitted to what he's done.
Right.
He wasn't wrongly accused, but I think that if I had to celebrate, it's a victory for the justice system, a victory for people's rights being protected.
But
but to celebrate, well, I think that, recognizing that there are judges that understand the law and we have to follow it. And it sends a message to prosecutors that you have to, I know when I was a prosecutor, it was a big deal if you prosecutorial misconduct. And I'm not saying that the prosecutor intentionally did anything wrong.
No.
Because they just may not have known. But so that's how you learn next time. Don't let this happen to you.
Right.
You want to make sure that you're crossing all of your T's, dotting all of your I's and it's a tough job to be a prosecutor.
But see,
Because you,
okay, Shakina's saying, yeah, John, it really is. I'm saying, is it really justice, the system working, when they made the mistake in the first place with this dude? They made the mistake, and he's been locked up for 3 years for under conditions that they weren't supposed to be able to lock him up under or through, which was his testimony. So the system did not work in that case. I mean, it picked up the mistake.
well, the system worked in the sense that it picked up the mistake.
Okay,
But yes, so now we're righting the wrong that happened.
right.
We're righting the wrong of him going to prison when he wasn't tried properly.
Yeah, because see, you know what that makes me think about? If that happened to a Bill Cosby and he didn't get his due process properly, imagine what's happening to the average person who might actually be innocent of something and got convicted and went to jail.
And
Like,
I'm no, go ahead, John. Finish your thought.
no, go ahead, please. I'm done.
I'm looking at it almost in comparison to the Derek Chauvin court case, where I'm always looking at it from a moral standpoint, meaning people are saying, no, it's not justice, it's accountability that he's being held for, because we can't bring George Floyd back. Now I'm looking at it from the women perspective of who these situations occurred with. Is it justice for them? Because and honestly, like, some people believe in karma. What he went through these last 2 years may have been because of his own doing. Did they have their rights stripped from them with the drugs being given to them? Were they consensual?
Well, they weren't going to get justice anyway.
You see what I'm saying?
Only one woman was getting justice. That's the one he got locked up for. Right. Which I'm like, how does... Right. I didn't know that. Well, I guess you can, because they did it with OJ. You can do a civil case and also then take them to trial.
Right. And the thing is that part of this, there are different rules in civil court, and then there, versus criminal court. So in criminal court, a lot of that had to do with his past crimes. There are rules of evidence of bringing in past crimes, and that was part of the problem as well. You have to really follow the rules when you're trying to bring in that evidence, because the justice system is designed to work where just because I stole from you last time doesn't mean I did it this time. So you don't want to have somebody wrongly accused of this crime that they did not commit solely because they stole from you last time. Now, they stole from you last time, so it goes towards that credibility. Do we really want to believe him? But at the same time, people are entitled to be tried for the crime that's at the moment in front of that juror or that fact finder.
They are, but lawyers are constantly subtly trying to get information about that person's history into the case so that the jurors can start judging because of these things, because we're human beings. So you keep giving us little tidbits of things. We're going to put this together and say that this is this person. But there are rules. That person, it doesn't mean that they did that thing in that moment or did it that time. Like you said, they may have robbed somebody before, but they didn't do this robbery.
Right.
Well, so there's rules to do that. And that's what we're talking about. The rules weren't followed.
You're right.
There's a way to get it in, and I always remember my criminal law professor. He was a trial practice course, and he just, you got this evidence. Okay, how are you going to get it in? And that's the main question when you're trying to, develop your case and prepare for a trial.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So let's connect this even further to Black folk and Black people's reaction to this. We'll start with Felicia Rashad. So she said, finally, a terrible wrong is being righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected.
Well, let me just, I want to just also say to Vic's point, it's one, it's hard to just come out and say, this was done to me publicly, to publicly announce to the world that this was done to me. Secondly, it's not easy being up there. I know how I get, or, when I'm going in on somebody, if I'm in a case, it's not easy being on the stand, you know, and then your life is just out there. So you're embarrassed, you're getting flustered, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Trying to just answer these questions and making sure you don't say the wrong thing to mess up the case and all of that. There's a lot of stress behind that. And then on top of that, just having this done to you, and now you still have to live with it throughout your life. And how do you process that psychologically? I think, there was there was no justice for those women.
Right.
Because, I'm sure that woman is looking at it like, really?
Right.
This is the outcome, really? I mean, and it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. So
It is.
And see, that's one of the reasons why I not to cut you, Nicole. Just to piggyback off what you're saying, this is why I feel like anyone throwing their opinion into the ring should be more elaborate and detail oriented with their responses to this whole thing, because there's so many layers. For you to just say, "Oh, a justice has been done, it's been served," for what point of view, perspective are you you know what I mean? Like,
well, okay.
a lot of people wouldn't agree with that.
Yes, because it could have been the justice of what happened in court, what happened with his case,
Right?
not the justice that the women deserved. But she didn't clarify that, so it was left for people to just speculate.
That's exact. So that's where we go back to the question of what are you celebrating? Because if, God forbid, it were one of you and you made an agreement, you said, okay, look, not my bad, but like, okay, I admit I did this wrong. I'm going to admit it because for this particular case, I want to make it right.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and admit it. We're going to do this settlement agreement, whatever, but you cannot use this against me later on. And then someone comes along and they use it against you later on.
Yeah.
If I'm your friend, if I'm your family, I'm going to say, what? This was wrong. This is injustice.
Right.
This is not supposed to be the way it works out. And so, yes, when you appealed and that court decision comes down and says, nope, conviction is overturned because you didn't do what you were supposed to do to try this case properly. You entered evidence that was not appropriate to be entered into this case. So, yes, I am going to say that was a victory because you should not have been, the evidence should not have been able to be used against you in that way. Now, if they had other evidence, that's different.
Right.
But for that, yes, I would. So I feel like that's where Felicia Rashad is. I think they still support him in a way where maybe they've forgiven him for what he's done. I don't know. Maybe that's where they are. And maybe that's why she's, making those statements.
After her backlash, of course, once people get put on the hot seat, then they have to come back and cool that seat off. So she said, I fully support survivors of sexual assault coming forward. My post was in no way intended to be insensitive to their truth. Personally, I know from friends and family that such abuse has lifelong residual effects. My heartfelt wish is for healing.
And that's why I say, come out with an elaborate statement, explain with such a sensitive subject, what exactly you mean. Because one of the funniest responses I saw was Felicia Rashad. She realizes that she's not Claire Huxtable, right? Like, she's not defending her husband from the Cosby Show. No. Like, I'm sure. Obviously, she has more of a relationship than any of us realize with the man.
And she's been just a trillion times about it.
Right. And it's just so many different, we don't know what perspective she's coming from, and that's again to my point why you should explain more in detail where you're coming from.
You're right.
Well, the second statement sounded like a publicist wrote it. I mean, so and I'm not. That's not even a knock to Felicia Rashad, because I think she's a very intelligent woman. So she possibly could have crafted that and said, "Okay, let me take a step back and be more mindful about my words when I'm putting them out there." And so that may have been her doing it, but it did sound very perfect.
It did.
And I'm not saying that that's not even her sentiment. If I had a publicist, I was Felicia Rashad, as smart as I think, I do have some brains, but I'm smart enough to know, let me get my publicist to write something too, But I just, I mean, I agree with Mikkel. She should have known better. And I think, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm not a celebrity, but I think that sometimes they're human, and you throw some words out there and like, oh shoot, I probably should have said some more to kind of, so people understand where I'm coming from. I've done that even in emailing people, where I have everything I want to say in my head, but then when you actually type it out and then you send, you're like, oh shoot, I should have said this too, and I should have said this too, to clarify.
Right. It's a good point.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Yeah. Because I like Felicia Rashad. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Same here. Is there any way we could bring those comments back that Kina left and Mikkel responded to?
Which ones?
Shakina, she had.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh no. This is the new one. Felicia.
That one. Which one are you looking for? Like, what did it?
No, this is the one. This is the one right here.
Okay.
Felicia should have had just glad he was okay and home and left him alone. She made it
right.
These women, yeah,
I agree.
Yep,
I agree. That would have been safer, and showing sensitivity to both.
Yeah. I don't. I'm discouraged by this whole thing. It just sucks that
it really is, man.
And another Black TV mom spoke up against Felicia and what she said.
Oh yeah,
Janet Hubert, saying her name right.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the face they gave her, the thumb.
Right. It's almost like Mikkel's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She said, Felicia, what are you thinking? I don't know you, but to say this was terribly wrong. Everyone knew what he was doing back then. How could you not? Get your umbrella, sister. Here comes the shit shower. I am outraged that he has been released. Yes, he is an old ass guilty man. So that's serious. But she said something in there that's interesting. She said everyone knew what he was doing back then. So who are you to be pointing at Felicia Rashad at this moment if you knew about it and you didn't say anything?
That's a good point too.
Well, look, okay. Now, let me just say this. Shout out to Drew Dixon, and I forgot the other women who were in this documentary. If you have not seen it, it's called On the Record. I think it was on Netflix.
Oh, the Russell Simmons.
This is about the Russell Simmons and L.A. Reid stuff.
I know where you're about to go with this. I know where you're about to go.
I mean, yes, you knew too, and maybe you should have said something. Maybe she did. The thing is that, there was something that Drew Dixon said in her documentary, and she said it just was part of the culture.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, you're Black, female, and look, what's her name? Janice.
Janet.
Janet Hubert.
I don't even know her. I don't even know her. Yeah, I don't even know her name.
Mm-hmm.
I know her face, but I don't know her name.
Right.
Like I know Felicia Rashad.
Mm-hmm.
There were only a few of us that were making it to the level of Felicia Rashad. Mm-hmm. Even Debbie Allen, as fabulous as she is,
yes, Lord,
didn't have the same. Okay.
I'm sorry. You might have to edit that one out.
and
I'm sorry.
I know that was
There's no edit. This is
Look at
live.
this is true.
Right.
This is true.
We are on the Me Too right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But in any event,
Listen, we ain't talking about food yet. He was like, that's wrong. Let me get some of that steak.
I'll repeat it. But anyway, you know, sometimes it's easy to on the back end to just judge and say you should have spoke up too. You know about it. Why didn't you do this? Everybody's scared about like what's going to happen to me if it's like me would play, right?
Yeah, we all have moments. It's
But
okay.
you know, what's going to happen to me if I speak up? Am I going to get blackballed? You
Right.
know, is someone gonna come for me and I'm never gonna work? I can't make my living in this, you know. She might not have gotten the Aunt Viv role,
but
if
I'm talking
she had
about
spoken
after.
up.
I'm talking about after. Even if you didn't speak up when it was going on, after, when she's already been blackballed, and when suddenly this Bill thing started coming out and people weren't believing, there were certain actors or actresses who were speaking in interviews, and one of them was the grandmother on Blackish. I forgot her name, but in a few interviews, she spoke about some shadiness with Bill. Not that he did anything to her, because she didn't seem like she'd have been going for it. But, you know, so I don't know. I'm not blaming Janet, but it's just interesting. And you're right. It was part of the culture back then. And she wanted to make it. Saying something could have derailed that.
And I'm not saying that that's right. Where she's like, you know, yes, Jennifer Lewis. I'm not saying any that was the right way. But sometimes people don't always have the courage to speak up.
This is true.
And even if you did, you know, maybe she did speak up. But if you don't have, when we go back to evidence, if you know, the attorney representing these women says, you know, well, you know, can you prove it? Well, no, but you know, we all knew it. It was rumors, you know. That's not going to get him convicted.
You're right.
So
you're right.
And he was a powerful man, you know. Now I think, I mean, they went after Harvey Weinstein, and you know, but I mean, it's not just the entertainment industry, you know. There's a lot.
I mean, well,
it's still going on.
You just showed evidence of that when you were talking about the Russell Simmons documentary. That's music, you know. So it's it's all entertainment, but then you have that in any industry. And like Mikkel mentioned in the show Kung Fu, there's a girl who was dealing with assault, and she's in a whole different industry that like she's like a computer software engineer, you know. So it's in all industries, unfortunately, wherever you have a person that has a lot of power over others.
Or people. And to Shakina's point, what she just stated about her getting blackballed the first time from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it's true.
Right.
Monique, when she spoke up, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah. Was Monique blackballed, or was she just dealt a dose of reality? Because she was looking to get money that
you know,
it could go either way. I mean, I did feel a lot of her points made from a moral standpoint,
and she's an all-time great.
I think she's still, but look, I think she made some really good points on that.
Yeah, I do too.
Did she deserve as well? Who was it? Was it Jamie Foxx, or who was the other? Who were the
Tyler
other?
Perry?
Was it Tyler Perry? She was saying that she should have gotten as much money.
She was talking about Tyler.
Whoever it was, she shouldn't have got as much money as who she was thinking.
Whoever it was, right?
Nah, I don't.
She shouldn't have gotten as much money because she was not on their level.
No,
but maybe should she have
Dave Chappelle
more? Okay, yeah, you know, but should she have gotten more? Maybe, you know, maybe she should have gotten more. Maybe she was being underpaid, but I still think, she was blackballed,
right?
And I still think she's a great comedian. She had a wonderful night show.
Who's she being blackballed by?
The industry.
Well, she felt the Oprahs, the Tyler Perrys, the David Chappelles, the Chris Rocks.
When you're looking,
go ahead. Somebody, okay.
Go ahead, yeah, go. I know we forget to talk. We forget
I
to
love
stop
these
talking over
moments.
each other, and then we all remember at the same time, and then nobody talks.
Right. Even the show was like, oh, somebody talk. Damn. No, but I was just saying, to me, what was she getting blackballed from? It's not like there was all these roles coming to her. Like we saw her on television or in movies constantly before this moment. Okay. And Netflix, they can't say you bought blackballed from Netflix because you're publicly going in on them. So of course they're not going to pay you for another anything. Why would they? They don't need to. They were just trying to do a deal with you, and they were like, this is what we're offering. Either you take it or you don't. And if it's not right, speak out about it, but you can't expect them to bring you back like Colin Kaepernick with the NFL. He's going in on them, and then he's like, why won't they hire me back? Huh? Who here has had a job where you can go in on somebody and blast the entire company and then walk back in the building and not expect security to put some hands on you?
Well, that's true in some
Red
senses,
Fox,
but
Red Fox with Sanford and Son. I mean, I'm sure there's a whole few list of them that we can mention.
Okay.
I'm sure Bill Cosby.
Esther Roll.
What are we saying that they did though? I don't understand.
Well, no, they had issues with the show, and
Okay.
they were openly,
And-
outspoken
and
about
that's
it,
how you-
and circled
that's how
back
you
to
get
their.
what you-
Yeah, go ahead,
That's how you get what you deserve.
Right.
You got to speak up. Otherwise,
Right.
they're just going to give you, hey,
Right.
you should be happy we gave you a job.
I agree. But my thing is, if you speak up, you know that either you're going to get the result that you're going to yield the result you want, or they're not going to mess with you anymore. So if they come to we ain't messing with you no more on this, you can't say they blackballed you. They're just like, nah, this relationship ain't working no more.
Yes, you can, because if I'm saying, you're talking about me, we're supposed to be doing this deal. You don't like the deal I'm giving you, so I'm like, all right, step, and now you're talking about me. Okay, I don't want to deal with you anymore. But now, if I go and I tell my friends,
exactly
hey,
what I was about to say. Yep.
Don't deal with her either.
That's blackballing.
That's blackballing.
Yes.
That's blackballing.
Definitely.
Now she can't work at all.
Who said
Was
that?
it wrong for her to speak up and say, I want more money because I value myself more? There's nothing wrong with that.
Who blackballed?
And the industry.
She mentioned it clearly.
Yeah.
All the different people that
Right.
she felt blackballed. Oprah,
I'm
Lee Daniels.
I'm asking because I don't know.
Okay, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, the Chris Rock. I think like the black comedians and platforms that
They spoke out against her.
Right. Said she was difficult to work with because she was, outspoken or talked too much or whatever you want to call it.
And what if
I think there's a way.
But in whose eyes?
In theirs, they were the ones being asked.
No, but I'm saying if she's being outspoken and saying to Nicole's point, this is what I feel I'm worth, and she's just not pretty about it. That's just perception. They feel that she's hard to work with.
If they were saying she's hard to work with, they weren't saying it because of this deal. They were saying it because of their dealings with her from the past, because they had nothing to do with the actual deal with Netflix. So they couldn't speak to that. All they could speak to is their relationships or interactions with her.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think she deserves more. All women deserve more than they get in any industry, period. So I'm not even debating that.
Right.
I won't. But I
think there's an art to the negotiation process. And Monique is Monique. We know how she is. That's her style anyway, just as a comedian. So as her, her stage presence already, her stage persona, that's how she is, bold and out there. But I think, on those kinds of things, perhaps there's a way to approach it differently when you want to get the result you want.
Yeah.
And if that persona doesn't work on them, going out now, I think sometimes it just backfired on her, because I think sometimes that is effective to out people, to say, look, this is what Netflix is and is not doing. They're doing it for them, but they're not doing it for us.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
in more
and Colin Kaepernick too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And yes, they should reinstate him as a player.
No, that's crazy.
I think they should. No,
That's
because
crazy.
they outed those practices. He outed those practices. He should not have even been suspended or terminated.
Right.
Period. Just
Right.
for what he did.
Right. That's crazy to me because Colin Kaepernick sucked towards the end of his career. Okay, he might have ended up being a good backup, perhaps. But the reason why I'm saying it's crazy that people are saying the NFL should bring him back. You can't force a team to hire him, and a team is not racist for feeling like I don't want to bring him on because he brings too much media attention. That's not a bad thing. That makes sense. If anything, I wouldn't bring him to my team for the backup quarterback to get all the attention when the attention just needs to be in focus on team play. That won't happen with him.
I don't know football that well.
That's why I'm saying it.
So
I just
from a sports perspective, I can understand that. But
look, here's a football. I got my earphones on, so
we can't hear.
He knows football. Yeah, he can't hear. So you want me to take him off? You want me to take my
if he can't hear, yeah. If we don't get
can't hear with my earplugs in.
Yes, take the headphones out.
So I don't know football.
Right. Brother, we were talking about, she mentioned Colin Kaepernick.
Okay. I don't know football. This is Ernest, everybody.
What's up, Ernest?
Peace and blessings, brother.
Ernest knows football.
So Ernest, hold on. I'm
just saying.
Let the sports people talk for a second.
But wait, let me get my point in. Okay. I'm just saying, now maybe he was whack as a football player. So I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that. If that was the problem, then yes. But he got it. He was in the NFL, right? Wasn't he drafted? So he was good enough to be in the NFL. So my feeling is you terminated him because he took a stance on something. And now you're trying to say, oh, we wrongfully terminated him, but we're not going to take it back.
See, you're speaking about stuff that you don't understand. And I love you.
Well, tell him what your point was.
What I'm saying is I agree with everything Colin Kaepernick stood for.
Right. That's what I was going to say the exact same thing.
You agree, Vic?
Yes, absolutely.
I think that he gets a little shaky eventually on his representation because he's quiet more than not when stuff happens to our people. Okay. But what I'm saying on a football level, no, he should not just be brought back in because you can't force a team to bring him on if they don't have the need, for one. And a team has the right to not want to deal with the media attention that he would get as a backup quarterback or anything with their team. It's just too much. And he wasn't playing great towards the end anyway. That's just my thing. So Ernest, that's what we were talking about, the whole aspect of him being a player.
Okay.
And somebody being forced to bring him back into the NFL. I don't think that's right.
Well, I feel that of all of the major sports, basketball, football, hockey, baseball, I feel that football is the most racist when it comes to the ownership. And I don't really see any, even though I do believe he might still have the skill to play in the NFL, especially with teams signing Tebow and
right,
quarterbacks and stuff like that that have no skill.
Yeah,
I really do,
Tebow.
I do feel that he has more skill than them, but I also understand what you're saying about teams not wanting the publicity
and having the right. They're not racist for that. Some of them don't listen. The ownership is racist. I agree with you on a lot of that with any sport,
right?
But that doesn't make them racist because they're like, I don't want that media attention.
I'm not saying they're racist. I mean, but I'm not saying that they're not either. But but I'm saying, that if he's being blackballed from coming back to a team because he took a stand about
left that
practices.
That team offered him a contract, by the way, that he turned down.
Why did he turn it down?
Because he didn't want to play there anymore. He said he wanted to try out the free agency market. So the 49ers still offered him a contract. After his last 2 seasons, he won like 3 games as a starter in 2 seasons. They still were trying to offer him a contract, even after everything with the kneeling and all that. That doesn't mean that they're this great franchise. But I'm saying he still had an opportunity. He turned it down. He went light skin on us. That's what it was.
You know what? See,
if he was brown skin,
well, wait,
and
no,
his name was
Monique,
Leroy.
Monique is not light skinned, and Monique took a stand and she said, "I want what I'm worth."
And it didn't work for her.
Why didn't it work?
Well, that's layered. That's a lot of reasons. But you know how y'all light-skinned folk get.
See,
Colin Kaepernick he ain't even experienced nothing in life. But here he talking about the plight of listen, I'm not even getting into Colin. I'm not. You've already taken me too far. Ernest,
I don't blame him for. I mean, I think he was absolutely right in the path that he took and speaking out, and he also did a lot of things behind the scenes.
Yes.
In different communities and things like that. So I think him having a voice and bringing it out in the open, I don't fault him for that. I don't feel that, like some people say, oh well, this person doesn't do enough for the Black community, or that person doesn't enough. We don't really know everything that they do for
this is true.
The Black community. Everything isn't, everything
publicized
isn't on the front page of the paper.
This is true.
He would be an asset to a team right now. See?
And
Ernest, I mean, after all these years, after all these years, I don't really know that it would be worth him coming back to the NFL, to any team. Because, I mean, football is you watch it on TV, it's one thing, but when you're on the field, it's 200 times faster.
Yep.
So I mean, but I also don't think that maybe a team could have brought him in as a consultant or on some other kind of level to do something, to have some kind of input.
When the NFL brought him in for a tryout to give him an opportunity,
right?
Okay, they named the facility. This is where we're going to go to do your interview. He says, "No, we ain't."
Didn't they change that on him?
He changed the facility. So who gets an interview and says, "Nah, we ain't gonna interview there. We're gonna interview at the Burger King around the corner"? What you talking about? That's crazy. And then shows up with the Kunta Kinte shirt on that literally said Kunta Kinte on it. You don't want back in. You don't want back in. And if conforming is too much for you, then again, you don't want back in. Because in one way or another, as long as someone higher up, especially somebody white, is signing your checks, you have to conform in one way or another.
Yeah,
maybe he's trying to change the industry from inside out.
That's what Jay-Z was trying to do, and he criticized him for that.
He criticized what?
He criticized Jay-Z for being at the table with Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, and trying to change things from the inside. He criticized Jay for that. Light skin. See, these is light skin movies.
Oh man, shots upon shots. Wow.
Direct shots. Mikal put a comment in there. Okay.
I got beef with light skin people this evening.
He's clearly. but that's okay. Light skin go beat you behind when after the show.
I know. Mikel's not light skin though. She's in the middle.
We like the same color.
No, you're lighter than her. Definitely. Mikel, are you lighter? Is Nicole lighter than you?
No, we're the same color.
Nicole, do you consider yourself light skinned?
She
commented. She commented. So.
Right. She's light skinned. She
said Nicole's lighter than you, but she did say she light skinned. So now I don't have beef with light skinned people no more.
And then Lance comments.
Like the power, John. Lynn is brown skin. By the way,
Mikel still wears dreads, so that makes her a little bit blacker.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God. Okay.
Ernest. Look,
All
he
right.
did it.
So
He-
like the Crown Act is
Nicole,
coming out. There's some
move.
stuff
We
around.
want to talk to Ernest. Move. Get off. We want to talk to Ernest. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding.
Look, the Crown Act is coming out. So that might be another topic for another day.
No, that is.
My
Light skin.
hair is natural, right?
Oh, boy.
Natural meaning I don't
There
have
you go.
perms in my hair,
Oh.
but I choose to straighten it because it's easier to manage that way. Okay, I didn't lock it like Mikhail has locks.
What are you saying about locks versus natural
Does
hair?
that make me less black because I don't like my hair?
Oh, wow. Oh, man. This shit.
like 3%.
Look, my friend over here pulling that thing out. You know,
No, he's black. He's full black. He's dark skinned and got a baldy. He is in. He in. He in. He probably got a Cadillac too, don't he? You got a Caddy? Or a Tesla?
nah, he's retired. Got a nice Mercedes truck out there now.
See?
All right,
Oh,
now.
man. Hey, listen, salute to you, Ernest. For real, we joking, we kidding and everything, but we really appreciate you coming in with, your 2 cents.
Absolutely.
And thanks for the invite. And you guys have a good night. I'll see
We
you.
do the same.
You've been waiting to get off. You've been
Yeah.
waiting. Like, yo,
He and
this
his
is
wife,
hot.
Kim, are hosting me tonight. So
Oh boy. And you put him into this? That's sad. That's not a friend. A friend
he
don't
walked
do
in
that.
the room. I just said, "Oh, perfect timing."
Like, come on. They talking about dark people. Come on. No, I'm sorry.
From Cosby to football.
Oh,
Right. Cosby to football, the light skin, the dark skin.
Right, light skin, dark skin.
I don't even know what to do at this point.
crazy.
Vic, is there anything you want to say? I haven't heard from Vic in a little while.
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm just enjoying the show. I'm just looking for my popcorn right now. It's off to the side.
Shakina
Between
said,
y'all and the comments, oh man.
look,
Right.
I didn't even get to see the comments. Shakina said, don't let John pit y'all against each other. Fight the Power Sisters. No, I didn't do that. Nicole did that. Nicole clearly was like, well, this is what I do with my hair. This is what Mikhail does
That's
with
because
her hair.
Ernest made the point. He was like, "Well, her hair is locked, isn't it?"
So in other words, Nicole threw Mikhail under the bus once she felt like, hey, wait a minute, this is getting on me. That's that light skin. See what I'm saying?
But I had to still defend me. I wasn't throwing McKellen. My friend was over here throwing me under the bus.
So then you were like, Mikhail, you might as well join me.
Her hair locked.
So then you was like, I might as well have my sibling with me under this bus.
Yo, I'm telling you, Len and I are too connected. I was just thinking school days. Thinking school days.
Nicole is Tisha Campbell's character, right?
Right.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, I often get mistaken for being an AKA, remember Alpha Kappa Alpha. And I know it's because I'm light skinned.
Really?
Oh, people automatic. They're like, oh, you're in a sorority. Which one? What are you, AKA? And I was like, no.
She's like, I ain't that light skinned. Nice. I was about to ask you, why would they mistaking you for that? And you're saying it's because
back in the day, that's like the AKAs were typically light skinned and the Deltas typically.
So it was the El DeBarges versus the Wesley Snipes. And
it was the Michael Jackson versus the Michael Jackson.
That's the best example, brother. Michael versus Michael.
Because we're all the same.
It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, like Mike said.
But it was just a stereotype,
It was. And in the 80s, you're right. There was a thing. It was like there was a sway with the light skin. When El DeBarge and them was popping. And what was that song? The Rhythm of the Night?
Yes.
Everything at that moment. I was even lighter then than I am now, so I know. And then
remember Ambi? I don't know if you guys probably don't know about it. Ambi? That was like a whitening cream.
Really?
Yeah, so people could, lighten their skin.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I mean, I shouldn't.
I mean, I think it was supposed to address like if you had dark spots and stuff, on like from just blemishes.
Okay.
But I think people use it to lighten. There people still do that though. There are people that still do that.
Michael, one of them.
Michael is one of my top favorites of all time, if not the top, Shakina. So that's all in love.
He was like, no, this is just a skin condition. No, it's not. I'm telling you, it's my skin. You better he that somewhere else. He my ass. Ain't your skin. Did Vitiligo do that to your nose? Stop playing. Finish wrapping these Christmas gifts. Sorry. Yeah, so light skin versus dark skin. Nicole versus Vic. Sorry.
See,
still cage match. Light skin versus dark skin. Nah, but you know what? It's sad.
Now it's acting like he's like chocolate.
I'm in the middle. I'm perfectly in the middle. You can't call me light or dark, but you also can't call me white. So, no.
No.
I didn't know if I was alone on that. Okay. All right. Because Nicole was just like, let me tell you something.
Look, I'm still in my feelings.
Right. See, I would hate to be on trial and Nicole was the one that was prosecuting me and you understand that Nicole's going in. Ooh, I would hate to be that person because she's good at what she does. She's very intelligent. She's good at debating. She knows how to get to her point.
Absolutely.
And she don't like losing. Them Drew girls is serious. Don't let them lose. I beat Nicole. I beat Mikkel at tic-tac-toe. She was not happy about it. It was tic-tac-toe. You would have thought I said something about somebody's mama. Like she was not happy.
Because you probably cheated.
You know what? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, Vic? You know what I'm saying about the two girls? Even when you win, you don't win.
They can't face defeat.
They can't face the. But I'm going to be honest. I did rub it in. I did randomly different times. I would mention that I was a tic-tac-toe champion, but I am. Because my dude, I kept beating her over and over again with the same move. And she just couldn't beat it no matter what I did. She saw it coming.
Mikkel was super duper smart. There's no way you could have done that.
Yes. You know what I would do, Vic? I would every time I would just start with the first letter in that center box.
That's how I normally do too.
And from there, I was controlling the show. And she hated it. She was like, it's impossible. Numerically, I'm gonna get boop every time. Boop, boop, boop. Tic-tac.
She said you're a bad winner.
She probably let you win.
No. See what I'm saying? No. That's not what happened. You know what? You know what? You can play some tic-tac-toe with me. We can get some tic-tac-toe in. We can have a tournament. See who's the champion. She just said, yes, she does, Mikkel. Nicole looks like she would break you down on the stage. Right. I like, you can't handle the truth. And she was like, wow. Would slap me on the stage. I'm like, yeah.
Hey, I wanted to shout out Isabel real quick. She chimed in and said what's up to us. So what's up, Isabel? Thank you for tuning in.
Yes,
Vic,
thanks
there's
for tuning
anything
in.
you'd like to say, Vic? You want to chime in at all on this madness?
Man, I was thoroughly entertained tonight. I mean, we wanted to end off in a positive note, which I feel we did. Because prior to the show starting, I was full of confusion on which side and how I was feeling with this whole Cosby case. I still am, but I have a better understanding thanks to you guys. But I'm still conflicted. So I still feel like it's layered, but it is what it is, you know.
Look what your boy said. Your boy Lynn said,
was that?
Brr. I repeat, it will be real cold and lonely on that couch, John. Listen, it won't be lonely for me. If I was married to Nicole, then yes, it would be lonely because I'm messing with her. But I'm married to Mikkel, so I think I'm good. I'm not saying nothing about her. If you notice, I've been backing her up because I ain't stupid.
Right.
And I don't like sleeping on the couch.
Mikkel's like, she's worse than me. Like,
and as far as what?
I mean, if she needs to make her point or,
I don't know if there's a worse in that. Y'all are just kind of neck and neck. in determination. That's what I call it. You're both very determined young women. Okay.
I like that though, man. I
That's
like
the
that.
word you're gonna use.
Yeah, but you know what? In most cases, in all seriousness, I love that though. That's
Yeah, me too. Me too.
That's how you're supposed to be, and I wish more
Mhm.
women were like that, or would learn from the example of women like y'all that are like that. You know?
And y'all are respectfully so. Honest, in my experiences, what I've witnessed, like you guys are
Usually.
stern.
Not
Usually, oh, okay.
No, I'm
Wait,
sorry.
what?
Nothing happened. Keep talking, Vic. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Keep talking.
And
Vic.
I just want to acknowledge Shakina too. I see you. Thank you. Thank you.
She said it's very layered, Vic. It's really a lot with that case. She was told, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the Cosby case. Yeah, we definitely found the fun way to end for the night. Light skin versus
Absolutely.
dark skin. Maybe that should be the new name of the show. Light skin versus dark skin. L's versus B's.
Well, you got to pick a side.
Oh, I could be the versus. I could be the VS. I'm not light or dark. Am I? What am I? What am I?
Hey, somebody said you were mocha. I think that was Shakina.
Vanilla, mocha, and chocolate.
Mocha. Mikhail, you like that? You want to call me Mocha? No. She doesn't. Silence.
Hey, what did my man say on Martin? He turned and looked at Martin and said, "Okay, Almond. All right, Almond."
Tall dude at Gina's house. Yes, it was Gina's party. That was the episode with what's his face with Keith Watson.
Nah, yo, they was at the DMV. Remember? They was at the DMV.
He was in both of those episodes.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
That same dude.
Yes.
That same dude. Wow. See, we know our show. We know our shows. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm mocha complected. Okay, so if somebody ever asks me, I'll just be like, nah, I'm mocha.
Okay.
There you go. There you have it.
Y'all don't see, no. Don't play that, Vic.
I mean, I said, you're right.
Shut up. First of all, Nicole didn't say nothing.
I just said, okay.
You're right, Nicole sat back a little further, like.
Yo, the comments. Oh,
And
the
Vic,
comments.
and Vic hit me with one of those, yeah, man. Well, I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know,
Right, that's what you want to do, man. You know, go with it.
you only live once. You know what I'm saying? You only live once. Come on, man. I know when you just hit me with the okie doke. That was the okie. He's like, whatever, man. Just keep it pushing. I'm good.
Vic seems like he's the type. It's hard to even argue with him.
Mhm.
You know, he's like, well, okay. He's so cool and laid back. It's just like,
All right. Well, you know.
all right.
Tune into the episodes of Super MC. You'll see it differently. This John will have to calm me down most times. Like, yo, relax.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm just having to yell. Like, what are you talking about?
We're still trying to determine what goes on behind the towel.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
madness.
Here's the thing about that, Nicole. So for my birthday episode, my birthday is July 31st. That falls on a Saturday. Vic's going to be here. So this will be the first episode where he will be in person and we'll be together. Okay? So I'm scared because if he's at Talon, I'm back there with him now. Like, what is happening right now? And why your shirt off? Put those shirts back on. As soon as that towel come up, his shirt's back on, everything's normal. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, maybe he'll bring his pillow and you'll get a chance to meet the
No.
Oh, the pillow, the infamous pillow.
The pillow has to stay
man.
home. Definitely.
Oh man.
Definitely. And so that's gonna be a fun night, needless to say. And that'll be the first time me and this dude have actually like hung out.
Yes.
We've done these shows. We've never hung out face to face in life.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So it's
We've been in the same space, but never hung out.
Right, but never hung out. So
Right.
this is gonna be interesting. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So I'll have an answer for you soon, Nicole, about what happens behind the towel. I don't know if I'm gonna like that answer, but we'll see.
We should try to do it like it ain't in person.
Is that the
Definitely.
You gotta put
Is
the
that
cat
the
away
thing?
though.
Mikel, can we look right now to see if that? Well, no, that's the last week of the month. So maybe we cannot do the third because we do the first and the third week of the month. So we could do the first week and the last week of July, perhaps. Well, yeah, this is July now, isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I wasn't, trying to work it out right now.
All right. Hey, y'all, we leaving. I'm out. Just light skin. I'm through. I've had my fill.
I'm light skinned, so I gotta fight a little bit for my rights first.
I know you do.
Then we work that out
Mhm.
and make a date.
She's like, who gonna check me, boo?
I love that's one of my favorite lines.
I didn't watch that show for long, but I did capture that phrase in the time I did watch.
I love that line.
That's the Housewives.
Like, yes.
Oh, okay.
As in Atlanta.
Like, what is this silliness?
Yeah, I never was. Nah.
I could
She
tell.
basically was, telling people, who gonna check me, boo?
Like,
I want.
yeah, basically, who gonna stop me? Who gonna
Right.
check me, boo? And she would do one of these.
Right.
Okay.
Who gonna check me,
Okay.
boo? He's like, okay,
Mm.
I had enough. I'm good.
Nah, I've heard that phrase used before, so now I know where it stems from.
Now you know
Okay.
where it stems from. Now you can go ahead and use it. Feel free. Put it in a rhyme.
Right.
One,
That's
two, one,
that's
two.
an episode, John.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Stuff we do like this and
Whoa! Where did that come from? I don't know what. Because the more you clap with each syllable,
Right.
That's the
more
hood.
it means something.
Hey, that's the hood talk, man.
We're gonna get to all of that.
When you clap with it and talk at the same time, it's about to be on and popping.
We're gonna get to all of that. We're gonna get to all of that.
don't make me clap and talk.
And
Yes.
talk. Because if I clap and talk, my hands hurt now. I wonder, like, if they eventually they're like, okay, enough already. Okay. All right, y'all. Listen, it's
All
been
right.
real. We've had a great time. We will see you actually. What, the fourth week now, not the third week. Well, we'll work it out later because Nicole don't want to talk now. She light skinned, so she got.
Let me just make sure I can, get to Jersey.
Well, I wasn't talking about you being here physically. I thought you meant remotely. You mean coming here? That's even
That's what I
better.
was talking about, because you said
No, yes, come with it.
you
Yes,
said he was gonna be there. I said we should do a like it ain't in person too.
yes. I'm sorry. I didn't digest it properly. Now I'm really excited by
It's
that.
because I'm light skinned,
Yes.
right? It's because I'm light skinned. That's what it is. It's
Definitely
because I'm light
because you're
skinned.
light-skinned. We could only have 2 light skins in the house at a time. So you and Mikkel.
But we look alike, so you'd be like, oh, which one is
No,
it?
no, I definitely won't have that issue.
Oh, more shots.
I definitely won't have. I'm just saying that's a good thing. I'm gonna
Right.
get my wife. Now, if y'all both wear the glasses, then y'all look even more alike.
Mm.
When we
This-
have the glasses, you said when we
Trying
have
to
the
save
glasses
himself real quick, boy.
No, listen, I'm serious. When they both wear glasses, they look just alike. There's old pictures of Mikkel that if you look real quick, I thought it was Nicole.
Mm.
They just
Okay.
look so similar to each other.
Right.
He's been mistaken
Had her
for
own
me
look.
before by friends.
And then Monique had her own look, at least to me. Like
She looks more like my mom,
That's
and me and Mikhail look more like my dad.
That's it. Okay, it's
Real
all
quick, was she in the picture of your wedding picture with like Nicole and Mikkel on the side of you, and there was a third woman? Was that her?
No, no. The person in one of the
Next to me was
Would've
Mikhail
been
Imani.
would have
That's
been
my-
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But
Unfortunately,
Imani looks a lot like Mikhail.
Yes.
Right, that's the one. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monique had passed by then, but what we did was
okay.
we made sure to have purple throughout because that was her favorite color, I believe. Wasn't
Oh,
it?
that's nice. That's nice.
You know, so there was little things to honor. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
that was nice.
That's
Yeah,
sweet. That's real.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, you learn. See, stick around, light skin. Stick around. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna go. Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Tune in tomorrow for Super MC. All the music is about summer music and music you would want to hear at a barbecue. We're gonna help you get your holiday weekend popping or your weekend. I don't know if it's a holiday for everybody, but you know,
Right.
All right.
Right.
Love,
Peace,
peace,
y'all.
and
Stay
hair.
safe.
All right.
All right.
Oh, wait. Oh, shout out to Imani, aka Imogen. She just did a fabulous radio interview in Brooklyn today or Wednesday this week.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some hot songs coming out for the summer. So
Nice.
Stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. I
Looking
think
forward to it.
we posted it on our Facebook page, the interview, at least when it was live. Is it? Can we still see the interview after the fact now, or was
I
it just
think
live?
someone. Oh, I think Sean sent the link to an interview.
Okay.
I think you can.
Then we'll repost it. I'll repost it on my Facebook page so people can see and see the interview and listen to her music. So, all right. Is there anything else, Nicole?
Shout out to hey, I don't think I saw my mom tonight. You asked, so shout out to my friends Ernest and Kim. Shout out to let me see who else I can talk about.
These light skinners, I'm telling you. I love them, but ooh. Y'all, we out.
Okay, I was just playing. Go ahead.
I love y'all, man.
We love y'all.
I love
if
y'all.
Your hair is short and nappy, TCB will make it happy. Okay. Y'all remember that? Am I
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
It's just random. I don't know.
I'm getting a lot. Okay, I'm getting a lot of crickets tonight. Please cut the show. Cut them out.